We are live with week 119 of Vindication. My name is Alexander Shaw, joined by the chairman of the CWL himself. Mr. Chairman, how are you this fine evening?
I'm actually pretty excited. You got to think about this. This is week 119. We got one more week till Endgame, which is our second Endgame coming up. And speaking of Endgame, this guy right here to our left, Sergeant Hunter, he is going to have his retirement match. But before that happens, he is going on his retirement tour, facing people he's never faced before.
Yes, and facing one of the young upstarts of the Vindication roster, Jacob Nitro, who's had quite the whirlwind of a debut ever since coming here to the CWL. Lots of highs, lots of lows, but tonight he gets a chance to really prove his mettle against one of the best that the CWL has to offer.
The opening match of Vindication is set for one fall. Introducing first, weighing 256 pounds, from Nova Scotia, Canada, Sergeant Hunter.
Sergeant Hunter making his way down to the ring, and he's not got many matches left in the CWL. This is second to last. I'm sure he's looking to pick up a win after an unfortunate loss last week to Tommy Hazard.
Whenever Sergeant actually approached me earlier this month and told me that he wanted to have his retirement match at Endgame, I was like, I have this very big contract right here ready for you to sign. And he's like, no, I'm done. I want to call it quits, and I want my match at Endgame. I have to respect that. The Sergeant has done a lot here for CWL. I have a lot of respect for this guy, and I can't wait to see his last match here next week.
Yes, unfortunately have to retire due to medical issues. Sergeant Hunter, though, have definitely left his mark on the CWL, and tonight he faces another person that looks to leave their marks in years going forward.
And his opponent, weighing 218 pounds, from Raleigh, New Jersey, Jacob Nitro.
And making his way to the ring, someone who's had quite an interesting couple months here in the CWL, Jacob Nitro, who will be having his own match at Endgame against Chris Princess for the YouTube title. This is definitely someone you want to look out for when we get into Season 3.
Now, that's a definite short, but you also have to keep in mind the stipulation that he himself added to the match against Chris Princess at Endgame, where if he loses, he can no longer challenge for the YouTube Championship. This is the third pay-per-view in a row where he has that YouTube title match. I think it's about time that we get new contenders.
It's very true. Held his own against Tommy Hazard. Supremacy came so close to winning it inside that chamber, and now he gets one last opportunity. But tonight he has to focus on that man in the ring there, is Sergeant Hunter.
Now, the Sarge here, honestly, as he gets started, even coming off of that loss last week, it's still the Sarge. He's still the former Vindication champion, the former Nemesis champion. This is going to be a tough test right here for Nitro.
At the same time, though, Hunter not necessarily going to be firing on full cylinders. I mentioned earlier how he's retiring due to medical issues. He is medically not allowed to go for the fire for effect any longer. That takes out a major move in his arsenal. He's going to have to find a way to adapt.
Now, it definitely does take away the fire for effect, but that new clothesline that he's been doing, I'm not even sure what he's calling it, but it's not even a clothesline, it's like a lariat. He just puts his entire body weight behind it. It's kind of good. I like it.
Yes, and that clothesline that he uses, the shake and bake as he calls it, has definitely been quite devastating, but at the moment, Jacob Nitro looking to make an example out of Sergeant Hunter.
I'm full control right here by I guess we could call him a rookie still. It's been about 3 months since he's joined our ranks.
Yes, but this is going to be a very typical strength versus speed. You've got the high-flying Jacob Nitro versus the brawler in Sergeant Hunter.
I mean, Brawler's putting it right as pieces. We're right there unleashing his lefts and his rights.
Yes, and just hanging him up to dry on the top rope. Sergeant Hunter not giving the rookie an inch thus far.
You know, I actually really like this new attitude from Sergeant Hunter. He knows that his career is coming to an end, but he's just showing this new aggression, this new side of him as if he knows it's his last match. It could be his last match.
Yes, and I mean, at this point, you know, I mentioned earlier how he isn't firing all cylinders for this match, but I mean, hey, I would be surprised if he goes that little bit extra here tonight, considering he's only got one other match to look forward to, and then that's it.
Now, how would you rate that match against Connor Gates coming up here soon? We know Connor Gates has a mean streak about him. Was this really a good idea for Sergeant Hunter to accept this match?
I mean, Connor Gates, went for the shake and bake there, but Jacob Nitro able to duck it. And went for the enziguri that eliminated Tommy Hazard, but again, not able to land it. Into the small package goes Hunter. Could he steal one here too? No. But as I was saying about the match with Connor Gates, one of the most conniving members of the roster, and Hunter might be able to put Nitro away right there too. No. And I think Gates would like nothing more than to be responsible for ending the career of Sergeant Hunter. But speaking of ending careers, Sergeant Hunter's looking to end this match. And there it is, the shake and bake. Looking to take the head off of Nitro, but Nitro able to get their shoulder up.
That right there just shows resiliency by Nitro. Very, very impressive.
Yes, and Norm, went for it again, but Nitro having it scouted now. Got him around, camera lock, reverse DDT.
See, that's what happens whenever you go to the well just a little too much.
Well, like I said earlier, how that could be it. No, like I said earlier, the fire for effect no longer in his arsenal. Probably his most devastating move. That could be, if he was able to hit that maybe earlier in the match, Nitro could be done.
For sure.
And here we see Nitro trying to get back into it with these forearms. Ducks the shake and bake once more and connects with a super kick. Nitro firing himself up here. Takes something to the corner. What does Nitro have in mind? What's he going for? Got him up on the top turnbuckle. This is definitely not looking good for Hunter.
Yeah, definitely. With his medical issues, this does not look good.
That's a pretty long fall there. German suplex off the top, and Nitro isn't done. And Nitro, went for that Phoenix splash, but Hunter gets the knees up. And there it is, the shake and bake, taking Nitro to the ground. That's
it right
gonna
there.
be it. Put a fork in him. I thought that was all she wrote there.
Resiliency. This is why I'm a Jacob Nitro fan. Resiliency.
You've also got to feel that, Hunter might not have the same amount of strength going behind these clotheslines, but going to maybe another one there. This one, there's a running start. And I think that how many is it going to take to put down Nitro? And you see the anger beginning to get to Sergeant Hunter.
Now, if you're Connor Gates watching this match, what are your thoughts right now?
I think Connor Gates has to be smiling at this. I mean, Hunter not being able to put away a rookie in Jacob Nitro Gates, a bit more of a veteran. Gotta be feeling a bit confident in this one. Now, a drop kick to Hunter. And I think Hunter might be busted open there.
I think so. I think this match may have just actually turned a little bit more personal than we anticipated.
And there we saw another shake and bake, but maybe going for, I think this is the 6 at this point, and lands it into the cover. 2. No. What is it going to take?
I'm honestly starting to think that this is just a shell of what Sergeant Hunter used to be.
Well, he's definitely able to keep up. It's just a matter of Nitro able to take whatever Hunter can give at this point. I think Nitro looking to set him up once more.
Now, how bad is Sergeant bleeding right now? I'm actually trying to get a look, but I'm having a little bit of trouble really catching those glimpse.
I think it's mostly mixed in with his combat paint, so I think it camouflages it a little bit. But hopefully not too bad, considering he's got a last match to look forward to.
Yeah, for sure. I hope that really doesn't complicate anything going towards endgame.
And Nitro looking to fly here. Nitro boost connects. 2, 3, and Jacob Nitro picking up the win against Sergeant Hunter. That was quite the story from Nitro. He definitely shows that he is, he's ready for Chris Princess at Endgame.
This is possibly, actually not possibly, this is definitely Jacob Nitro's biggest victory here in the CWL. We know Sergeant Hunter's victorious past, and for Nitro to just put him away to do everything that he did from Hunter, I like it. This is good. This is impressive.
That's the impressive win from Nitro, and Hunter can't be feeling too good going into his match at Endgame. He's going to need to find that little bit something else if he wants to win his last match.
The winner of the match, Jacob Nitro.
Yeah, Nitro silencing his doubters here tonight, looking forward now to his possibly last YouTube title match at Endgame. And up next, we've got rekindling of an old rivalry of sorts as Raymondo takes on Thomas Hazard.
Now, I like this match. It's a throwback to Season 1. Raymondo's one of my favorites. There's a reason why he still works here. I promise there's no kind of illegal activity going on there in that contract. But Raymondo's here. Where's Derek? Have you seen Derek?
I mean, maybe Tommy Hazard jumped him from behind backstage. He seems to have a tendency of doing that lately.
The following match is set for one fall. From Darrington in the K-Mundia, Raymondo.
Raymondo making his way to the ring, surrounded by probably the whole night's worth of the pyro budget. And what's not to be taken Tommy Hazard, well, I wouldn't say too seriously, but he's definitely not scared of him.
Have you ever seen Raymondo take anybody seriously? He's a king, for God's sakes. Why would you be afraid if you're a king?
And his opponent, weighing 235 pounds, from Toronto, Canada, the Phoenix, Tommy Hazard.
So I just told you, Raimondo's the king of Raimondonia. We all know that. That's his past, that's his present, and it will be his future. But upcoming right now is the ace of the CWO, as he likes to call himself. Whether I believe that or not, I'm not entirely sure, but, you know, he's pretty good. He's Tommy Hazard for a reason.
Yes, Tommy Hazard make his way down to the ring. You know, One-Eyed Willie here has been getting himself in a bit of issues lately with Miles and Ryan Quinn. If you remember back to last week at the end of Vindication, he attacked Ryan Quinn as the lights went out, and then, well, after Miles came down to, you know, even up the odds, it just all broke down, and in the end, Tommy Hazard laid waste to both of his endgame opponents. But, you know, maybe, have we checked, is he medically cleared to compete at endgame? I mean, he can't see out of one of his eyes. That seems like a big disadvantage.
It's a disadvantage if you see it that way, but I've talked to the doctors, they say he's fine. Tommy Hazard wrestled a match last week and he won. We're about to see who can go here, and as far as I'm concerned, we've got ourselves one of our main events for endgame.
Yeah, Tommy Hazard, it's one new look ever since Miles took one of his eyes from him, but who knows, maybe this new look could bring back a new attitude, and maybe pigs will fly one day. But Raimondo, Tommy both look to be pretty relaxed going into this matchup.
I mean, if I were Tommy Hazard, I'd probably go and relax, but if I were Raimondo, I think it may cost him here.
Oh, but Tommy laying in the forearms here to Raimondo and the strikes. But Tommy sends... ducks under the line there. And a big clothesline for Tommy Hazard.
That's the kind of energy I like to see from the #1 contenders.
Dragon suplex position and a knee to the back. Tommy Hazard not giving Raimondo an inch just yet. Ducks under. Oh, went for something there, but Raimondo caught him this time with the clothesline.
See,
now
that's
just laying in the stomps.
That's the kind of familiarity that Raimondo and Tommy Hazard have as former rivals.
Yes, if you remember, these two were the two that competed to become the inaugural Twitch champion. And it was Tommy Hazard that unfortunately came out on top between the two.
I wouldn't say unfortunately. He definitely elevated that title whenever we introduced it over to Nemesis.
Well, neither here nor there. He's not the holder of it now, but Raimondo currently trying to land the strikes and commentator's curse. Tommy Hazard back to his feet.
Now we've got Tommy still in control right here. Going for pile driver?
Powerbomb position. Big powerbomb from Hazard. We typically don't really see him go for these big power moves.
That is definitely... I don't think I've ever seen Tommy do a powerbomb before.
Yes, well, now going for a cover off that. We saw him definitely throw him really hard into the ground. Some of the kids these days might even say yeet him towards the ground, but now he's just banging Raimondo's head against that top turnbuckle.
No, I think Raimondo needs Derek out here. Give me a sec. Hey,
okay, well, as the chairman tries to even up the odds for Raimondo, Tommy now laying in on this camel clutch here, trying to make Raimondo tap. Raimondo able to slither out of it.
You can't find him.
And now dragging Hazard by the back of the neck, sending him to the outside. I think Raimondo might be doing a little bit fine without Derek.
Well, I've got people in the back already looking for him. It's all good. We'll see what ends up happening here.
And these two just going tit for tat on the outside, and Hazard making it back to the inside of the ring. Oh, kick to the gut, into the cutter, and now Desolation Sleeper locked in on Raimondo. Raimondo not in a good spot here. Referee asks him if he's going to tap, if he's going to give up, but Raimondo able to throw Hazard off of him.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong. Isn't that how the Twitch title match ended? Was Raimondo tapping out to that Desolation Sleeper?
May very well be, but Raimondo not letting Tommy get in his head too much. Now got him by the head himself. Bulldog off the top rope.
You know, just that little extra step, extra bounce really adds just a lot more power to that move.
centrifugal force and all that. But now Hazard, kick to the gut and turning him around, looking for the end here. Bittersweet goodbye to Raimondo.
That's going to be it.
2, and Tommy Hazard picks up the win. Well, it was definitely a back and forth matchup throughout, but Hazard able to get that little bit extra to pick up the victory.
I'm just getting worried that the people backstage looking for Derek found him. He was compromised, let's say that.
Yeah, well, we'll find out more about that, I'm sure, later on CWL.com, but for tonight, Tommy Hazard picks up a big win going into Endgame.
Winner. With Phoenix, Tommy Hazard.
And Tommy Hazard celebrating his victory here tonight. And will he be celebrating next week at Endgame? And wait, hold on a minute. That's Miles Miles. What's Miles Miles doing out here?
He's doing what he's supposed to do.
Wait, it's Ryan Quinn. Ryan Quinn is just stuck in the ring. Tommy Hazard has not seen it. And Ryan Quinn shot to Hazard.
That's what a champion does right there.
And it appears that Miles Miles and Ryan Quinn banding together for one night to get a measure of revenge on Tommy Hazard as of last weekend. You've got to expect that if this is what we're all seeing now, imagine how tense it's going to be at Endgame. And speaking of Endgame, these 3 women are fighting for a chance to be at Endgame and become #1 contender for the Openweight Championship.
Now, this their definite last opportunity to be at Endgame because we have 15 matches set up for Endgame. We have 1 Openweight #1 contenders match, and this is going to be 2 Vindication stars, 2 Nemesis stars, and this is our first of 4 matches here.
Yes, all 3 women here have been tearing up the division as of late, but only one can make it to Endgame.
The following match is a triple threat match set for 1 fall. Introducing first, weighing 174 pounds. From Toronto, Ontario, Canada, Evie Rush.
And Evie Rush, former women's champion, now looking to maybe get herself a chance to become an openweight champion. If she can win here tonight and win here at Endgame, she'll get the chance to do just that.
You know, not to be disrespectful or anything, but I think in order to call yourself a former women's champion, you kind of got to hold that championship more than just a couple of copies.
I mean, she is a technical former holder of it. She just might not have held it for that long. I mean, not everyone can be Kel Valen out here.
Now, I hear you say her name 3 times, she appears, so be careful there.
And her opponents, Olivia Mistral.
And speaking of former champions, here's the former openweight champion, Olivia Maestro. Now, again, didn't hold the title that long, but she definitely picked it up in a big way when she beat Scout McKenzie, one of the most dominant champions we've had in CWL, period.
Yeah, but again, Scout just bit off a little bit more than she could chew at that situation. It was bound to happen, but she picked the title right back up. Again, it's got to be longer than just a cup of coffee.
Weighing 138 pounds. from Woodland, Texas, Team Quill.
And a new look for Tiffany Quinn as she comes into this matchup and not waiting for a new year to get a new her. As she's the only one in this match to have never held a title, so you've got to feel she has the most to prove going into this contendership match.
You know, I've been a fan of Tiffany ever since she signed her contract here last year at the beginning of Season 2. I had high hopes for her. Unfortunately, Taylor Jones keeps getting in her way. But, again, it is competition. I've got a company to run, and you've got to prove yourself to be the best.
Yes, it's just a matter of whenever the title or the contendership isn't on the line, he does phenomenally. But whenever it's the high stakes, the big stage, she falls just short. Now she gets a chance to see if she'll fall short just again.
I really hope not. Like I said, I like her. I have high hopes for her. If it's not today, it's going to be beginning of Season 3.
Now all three women ready for this matchup. And Tiffany Quinn and Evie Rush going right at each other.
And Olivia just kind of sitting there in the corner.
I mean, hey, you've got to take any advantage you can get, but these three women all have history. All three women did take place in the Supremacy Cup. And while none of them was able to, win the cup itself for their block, they all had pretty decent showings in that tournament. Kick from Olivia Maestro, stomping down on Evie Rush, and now taking the boots to Tiffany Quinn, but Tiffany Quinn counters with an arm drag. Grabs Olivia Maestro by the hair and sends her over the top rope.
See, that's what happens whenever you don't turn around the match immediately.
And now, spilling to the outside does the action. And Tiffany Quinn and Evie Rush, not sure where they want to fight, but now they're fighting in the ring with a Spanish fly.
Kind of just ropes up a little bit. They look a little too loose to me.
Yeah, we'll get Rick to work on that during the break. Just a second. Steve! Fix the ropes! Okay, I think I've got a guy on it. It's Evie Rush now taking Olivia Maestro to the ground. And now, Rush, Quinn. Oh, Quinn! Looked like it was going for a boot there, but turns it around into a back elbow. And now, looking to maybe deliver some elbows to the top of the head of Evie Rush.
You know, I actually have a question for you here about Tiffany Quinn. We know that her nickname is the Mosh Pit Princess. You don't think her knowing how mosh pits work, that she'd be doing a lot better at these multi-person matches, don't you think?
Well, I mean, listen, I don't come up with the names. I just call them on commentary. But no, that does bring up a good point. It does seem like, when it comes to these big contendership triple threats or multi-woman matches, yes, she does seem to falter and does a bit better when it's the one-on-one. I mean, we saw how in the chamber match for the women's title, she did not win that match, and that was a bit of a mosh pit in itself.
For sure. It's a lot of chaos inside that thing.
I mean, but at the same time, though, 3 people isn't really a mosh pit. As we see that corkscrew splash on, almost like a corkscrew headbutt there to Tiffany Quinn.
That's definitely very unique by Evie Rush right there.
It's definitely a cause for concern for concussions there by Evie Rush.
Yeah, definitely a smart idea.
A big sunset flip powerbomb to Olivia Maestro by Evie Rush, and now Evie picking up to her feet. And a big roundhouse kick grazing the skull of Olivia Maestro as Tiffany gets to her feet and able to break up the pin.
It's a very smart play right there by Tiffany. Now's her opportunity to kind of get ahead in this match, but Evie just says nah.
And now Evie Rush got Olivia Maestro side of the ring. I think she just realized it. Maybe looking for rush hour here. And it connects that double moonsault off the top into the cover. And I think Evie Rush is going to end things.
Once again, Tiffany just can't get it done.
At the same time, Tiffany was the one pinned in this matchup.
Yeah, for sure. I think it might have just been that headbutt that really did it.
Yeah, I mean, we might want to get some doctors to make sure we don't have a situation. But all the less Evie Rush with that beautiful double moonsault, picking up the win and moving on to that open weight contendership match at NXT.
The winner of the match, Evie Rush.
And speaking of this open weight qualifier, we've got Davina Rose versus Selena Adams in a match where both women need to win and neither woman can afford to lose.
See, in my opinion, the reason Davina needs to win this match, this is our second endgame. She is one of our most successful women's champions, and yet she's never wrestled on the endgame card.
Yeah, I mean, multiple time over women's champion, and it's not like she's holding these titles for very, short range. She's been a dominant competitor, could never get it done at the end of the year.
The following match is set for one fall. Introducing first, weighing 140 pounds, from Green Bay, Wisconsin, Selena Adams.
See, now here we see Selena Adams coming down to the ring, and I've actually got something to kind of share with you guys here on this broadcast. Now, Selena and I have been having conversations about her contract because whenever I signed her at the beginning of the year, she signed a one-year contract, meaning that endgame would be when her contract ends. We've been kind of approaching her about an extension. She hasn't really gone back to us, so I'm not quite sure if she's going to be sticking here with us or if she's going to be signing the new contract or just taking her ball and going home. Not sure. I'm really hoping that she signs that contract. It looks like she's going to sign that contract, but this match right here will probably help us make that decision for her.
You've got to feel, though, if she can get a win here tonight and if she becomes number one contender for the open title, that's a pretty big bargaining chip on her side.
And her opponent, weighing 135 pounds, from San Jose, California, Davina Rose.
And Davina Rose, we talked about it earlier, but this is a match solely based off of pride for her. I mean, let's face it, she is one of the most dominant superstars we have on either roster, but it always just seems to be when this sort of month of the year comes around, she falters at the finish line.
Yeah, I mean, last year she was very close to making the card, and then it just kind of didn't happen, unfortunately, for her. But, as soon as the year restarted, we got season 2 going, she just got right back on top. I don't know what it is about this month, but something just tells Davina no.
Yeah, in fact, you mentioned it's basically the same situation she was in last year, where she had a number one contenders match for the women's title against Scout McKenzie, and she lost that match, and that was it. And it was on this exact same go-home show last year. Now she has another similar contendership match with Selena Adams. Is she going to fall at that last hurdle once more, or will she finally be able to go to endgame?
Selena's really coming into her own here towards the end of the year now, with big victories over Annie Thunder amongst others. I think I've got Selena in this. I like it.
I mean, Davina Rose has not been able to find that secret ingredient that she needs to beat Selena, as every time those two have done one-on-one or in tag competition or, multi-woman competition, Selena's come out the better. Sorry, a bit of technical difficulties there, folks. But as we get into the action here, Selena Adams, currently being taken down by Davina Rose in the early goings. But I've got to ask, Mr. General Manager, what is the content of this contract that you have been offering Adams? I mean, we've got to wonder, how much are they getting paid?
I'm not really at liberty to discuss how much our superstars get paid, but given Selena's past in this past year, I would say it's worth what she has shown us that she's worth.
Okay, something you ask, higher or lower than mine?
Again, I am unfortunately not at liberty to discuss that.
Okay, so higher than mine, got it. As Selena now taking the fight to Davina Rose. These two have been pretty equally matched as we see Selena dodge that dropkick in the corner. Again, I said how these two, they've met in the past before, so we're seeing how, Selena's had counters for a lot of what Davina's been throwing out, and Davina able to answer back all the same.
For sure.
And then we see a big knee there, taking the lights out of Selena Adams.
I mean, I like Davina. I think she's bringing that new fire. But as you said, Selena has wins over her in the past. I still like Selena's chances. We're getting fired up here in this match.
I mean, Davina Rose has seemingly been a different person ever since she faced Kel Valin at Battle Lines. And gotta wonder, could this new attitude be what gives her that edge that gets her into endgame here?
I mean, it could be for sure. I think it's just more of a new look thing. I feel like it's still the same old Davina, the same happy person and everything. She has a new swagger to her, I guess you can say. But it's still the same old happy Davina. I like this one.
Yes, Davina, always been one of the biggest fan favorites of the CWL ever since we started here. Almost 2 years ago now. And Adams taking the fight, though, all the same. Able to hold her own against one of the stalwarts of the women's division.
Here we see just Selena kind of celebrating with the crowd. I think an open weight championship match is kind of what Selena needs to really prove her worth here, as we were talking about her contract earlier. But we'll kind of see what she's bringing to Davina here.
Well, now we see, went for Irish whip. Selena up and over, dodges the forearm there, connects with a clothesline. And Adams is fired up as he picks Davina up to her feet. And what's she got in mind here? Lifting up a brain buster.
That's a good form right there for that move. And here goes the ref, counting it for one.
Cover two. Adams not able to get it done with the brain buster. Taught to her by Michael Young before she even joined here in the CWL. And now Adams sends Davina to the ground, and we've seen this one before.
This is how she beat Annie.
And this is how she beat Davina in the past. The Selena sunset has been locked in, and is this the sunset for Davina Rose's endgame dreams here? But Davina able to get out of it. And hits a drop kick, finally getting a moment to catch her breath against Selena.
And this is what I meant by them knowing each other. The more and more you wrestle somebody, the more and more you kind of get to learn what they do and what they don't do. Getting out of the Selena sunset was a very smart move right there by Davina because she knew how to do it. And
now pulling back almost like a modified Dory special there, grabbing him by the hair.
Look at that, just kind of stretching it out as a veteran here.
Forearm, and another forearm connects. Sling blade to Adams. Davina pulls her up to her feet. The booba kick connects. And Davina falls back. Is that enough? Did she just pick up the win? And she does. Davina Rose is going to endgame. Selena Adams, her future is now up in the air.
Like I said, she's getting a contract for what she shows. That is all I'm going to say about that. And we're going to put this contract talk to rest.
Well, Selena Adams definitely brought the fight, but Davina Rose finally able to snap her losing streak to Adams and finally gets her chance at the biggest stage of them all.
the winner of the match, Davina Rose.
And Davina, a big win here tonight, and you've got to feel Selena Adams heartbroken by this loss, but ever the sportsman, Davina Rose offering a handshake to Adams. Nothing but respect between these two women who definitely fought their hearts out here tonight. And now, Selena, hold on a second. Davina Rose taking out the legs of Adams. What the hell's going on here? And knee to the head, Rose has snapped against Adams. Pulling Adams up to her feet. Another kick straight to the head. Rose not done. Up to the top moonsault to Adams. What has gotten in to Davina Rose here? As someone needs to get security down here to separate Davina Rose. Oh, I guess she's finally leaving as Selena tries to get to her feet. And Rose is not finished with Selena. Another knee to the head. Not letting Selena get a moment to breathe here, and a drop kick in the corner. Davina looking to send a message here tonight at the expense of Adams. And now, got her by the arm, turns around to the thorn. What has gotten in to Davina Rose as she lays out Selena Adams in what could be the last time we see Adams here in the CWL? And moving on to the main event of the evening, we have the culmination of months of trash talk, and I mean months of trash talk, between Brandon and Brian Adams, and this will culminate in 2 out of 3 falls.
You know what that means? You have to beat your opponent twice.
That's right, and this isn't, you have to beat him twice across 2 shows. This is twice in 1 match. No breaks in between.
The main event of Vindication is a 2 out of 3 falls match. Introducing first, from Dallas, Texas, Brian Adams.
This is a feud that has gotten increasingly personal for the last couple months, and they met briefly during the YouTube title chamber. However, this is the first time, at least I believe this is the first time, someone will probably fact check me on Twitter after this, but this is the first time these two have ever gone one-on-one. This is something that's just gotten increasingly personal,
It's been a while since I've seen people just talk so much in the back before even having a one-on-one match. I had to nip this right in the bud and put it right all on the line, right off the bat, in this 2 out of 3 falls match. I have faith that they're going to put on a good show since this is our last Vindication match for Season 2.
And his opponent, from Mo Illinois, Brandon.
And making his way down to the ring, Brandon. One of the bigger competitors here in the CWL, but speaking of big, he's someone that you've got to feel both him and Brian Adams just need that little bit extra to have big year 3s coming up.
Brandon's instincts are pretty phenomenal, I hear. So I think this is going to be the right step to bright year 3. Very, very bright.
You could say that Brandon might even have ultra instincts. going into this matchup, as he is looking real jacked, baby. As this one gets underway, we see an immediate size and power difference, but it's Bryan Adams that's able to muscle Brandon into the corner. I guess I should mind my own business. I mean,
Hey man, just because you look big doesn't mean you're strong, alright? I know some guys that look gigantic, but they're actually some of the softest people. Not to say that they're weak or anything, but you know, they're pretty cool guys. They're just kind of, you know, cool.
yes, and Bryan Adams and Brandon, bit of a technical start. I don't think many people expected a very technical start from these two. These are very much brawlers in every sense of the word.
For sure.
And as we see again, now Brandon with the arm lock here, the dangerous arm lock from Brandon. And now going in behind. Bryan Adams, how is he going to get out of it as Brandon lets him out?
Yeah, I was about to
and
say.
A German suplex driving him into the mat. Now just targeting the knee, that's going to make it difficult for Bryan Adams to stand in this one. These two just going back and forth in the early goings. A big cutter from Adams.
Whoa, that was impressive. That was quick.
Yes, as Adams now pulls Brandon to his feet. Oh, but Brandon reverses the strike in the clothesline, sending Bryan Adams to the ground, and Brandon popping off.
I mean, I don't know if he's going right after the fence. Bryan Adams still has a lot of fight in him. This is 2 out of 3 falls.
2 out of 3 falls for Brandon right now. Currently sending Bryan Adams falling to the mat with that vicious forearm. Oh, I thought that was going to be 3, not going to lie. Oh, but Adams dodges the kick, goes for a German of his own maybe, but Brandon able to wiggle out of it. And now just laying in the strikes repeatedly. Those dangerous strikes, the big soup bones from Brandon.
I wonder if those hurt. I mean, we know he's big, and we just talked about him being strong and everything, but just how much do they hurt for him to be repeatedly throwing them like that?
I mean, I'm not supposed to talk about this stuff, but I mean, have you ever seen Brandon fight Floyd Mayweather?
I didn't even
They
know
wouldn't let him because they don't want to embarrass Mayweather like that. As he hits that extremely athletic brain buster.
It makes all kinds of sense.
This man has mastered every martial art known to man. And now looking to set up the end, maybe looking at that first fall against Bryan Adams, lifting him up by his carry position, sending him down right into the mat. And into the cover. Is this the first fall? And it is.
Whoa,
Brandon
all right.
is up 1-0.
That first fall means everything because now you're in the lead. Now your opponent needs to beat you 2 times straight.
You know, Brandon's got a safety net here. He can lose at least once. Bryan Adams, he loses once more and he's done. And now Brandon locked in this range instead of the devastating rings of Saturn, but able to fight out of it with these elbows.
I'm pretty sure the real Goku could just explode Saturn, so that doesn't surprise me right there.
I mean, you know, he's doing the whole, you know, high chip power level thing to make it easier for it's a whole art. Don't like that.
Fair enough.
But Brandon now locking that arm lock from earlier, wrenching the arm, trying to take away the strikes of Bryan Adams. Oh, but kicking at the legs, he forgot to take out the legs. Now Bryan Adams able to use his feet to try and get back to this one, not able to get too much going in the at the moment. And there's a kick of his own from Brandon.
You know, everything I've seen from this match is just devastating.
Kip up for Bryan Adams, but Brandon just stuffs him into that corner. And
this
into
is the second fall. This
that
is it.
is it too. No. Can't believe that wasn't it there.
You know, Adams, speaking of that being it, I've actually seen somebody get whipped so hard into the corner where the middle rope just busts. That's the kind of power I need to see from these guys.
Bryan Adams trying to bust the shoulder out of Brandon with this triangle lock that he has locked in. Will Brandon be forced to tap out here? But Brandon, the power of Brandon lifts him up for a power bomb. But is the damage done to the arm of Brandon? Bryan Adams trying to get back to this one with a jawbreaker.
I'm pretty sure he doesn't care if his arm goes away. Gohan beats Cell with one arm. It's possible.
Now though, is Brian Adams setting up big boot to Brandon? And is that enough? Did he just see the tie up here? And it is all tied up.
Quick, get him a sensu bean.
Yes, someone better get that boy some sensu bean. And Brian Adams right now making the comeback against Brandon. And Brandon making his way to his feet. Now able to get knocked down though for Brian Adams. This was a very Brandon heavy match until just recently. That triangle really turned it out, really turned it up for Brian Adams. He hits the super kick. I think Brian Adams just won there. It's covered 1, 2, 3, and Brian Adams
Didn't eat that sensu bean.
picks up the win. And I mean, hey, 2 out of 3 falls. That's conclusive. Brian Adams able to beat Brandon, and you've got to feel this will lead to big things in Season 3 for Brian Adams, possibly even a YouTube title shot in his future. But that has been the main event of Vindication.
The winner of the main event, Brian Adams.
Alrighty, guys, that right there wraps up Vindication 119. We will see you here next week for Endgame 2, where Kel Valen takes on... Oh God!